July 17, 1936. The Canary Islands. General Franco stared out the window. Atlantic waves rolled in quietly. In his hand, a coded telegram. The Army of Africa in Morocco awaited his command. What was he thinking in that moment? Records show that Franco was betting everything on this instant. The Republican government was weakening. With the Army of Africa under his command, victory was certain. But he didn't know yet. This civil war would become the prelude to a world war. The next day, he flew to Morocco aboard the Dragon Rapide. Morning of July 19th, arrived in Tétouan. He took command of the Army of Africa. Early morning, July 18th. Across mainland Spain and Morocco, the military rose up simultaneously. Madrid, Barcelona, Seville, gunfire echoed through major cities. The military uprising was led by multiple generals, but the one who held the most powerful force was Franco. The Army of Africa, Spain's most elite unit. The Republican government descended into chaos. They hadn't anticipated a military rebellion. The Spanish Civil War had begun. The Republican government called out to the people. Take up arms. Defend the homeland. Labor organizations, political parties, trade unions. They organized militias. The workers had received no training, but they had passion. In Madrid's plazas, thousands gathered. Their slogan, "Number pasarán." They shall not pass. But they didn't know yet. This battle would last 3 years. Franco had powerful allies. Adolf Hitler of Nazi Germany, Benito Mussolini of Fascist Italy. From the war's early days, they sent Franco's forces, aircraft, tanks, and soldiers. The German Luftwaffe's Condor Legion, Italian Volunteer Corps. This support wasn't free. Hitler and Mussolini saw Spain as a testing ground. Air operations, air superiority, close air support, combined operations with tanks, a place to test new tactics, a place to test new weapons. The preparation for World War II had already begun. Meanwhile, the Republican government also had supporters. The Soviet Union. From around autumn 1936, Joseph Stalin sent tanks, aircraft, and weapons to the Republican side. Soviet T-26 tanks. Soviet military advisors. But this support also came at a price. Stalin expanded his influence within the Republican government. The Communist Party began gaining power. Internal conflicts deepened. The Spanish Civil War was no longer just a civil war. A proxy war of ideologies. Fascism versus communism. And caught between them, the people of Spain suffered. November 1936. Franco's forces launched their assault on Madrid. A brutal siege lasting roughly 2.5 years began. The Republican government vowed to defend the capital. Madrid is a graveyard for fascists. Citizens built barricades. Women and children dug trenches. Franco's army attempted a complete encirclement, but Republican resistance was fierce. The front lines solidified into a long war of attrition. Every day, shelling continued. Every day, buildings were destroyed. Every day, people died. Then volunteers from around the world began arriving. The international brigades, the Comintern's call, and personal conviction. This wasn't their war. But they believed fascism must be stopped. George Orwell, British writer. He took up arms and fought on the front lines. Ernest Hemingway, American novelist. As a war correspondent, he documented this conflict. Estimates of the international brigades' size vary. Tens of thousands from various countries are believed to have participated. Most of them never returned, but they fought for an ideal. April 26, 1937. A small town in the Basque Country, Guernica. 4:30 p.m. Bombers from the German Condor Legion arrived. Their target was civilians. 3 hours of bombing. Incendiary bombs burned the town to ashes. Government reports at the time claimed 1,600 deaths. Modern research has revised this to hundreds. But the number isn't what matters. 70% of the town's infrastructure was destroyed. Civilians were deliberately targeted. This became a symbolic event that showed the world the devastating impact of urban bombing on civilians. A dress rehearsal for the terror that would repeat in World War II. Then one painter stood up. Pablo Picasso. He heard of Guernica's tragedy. Rage and sorrow overwhelmed him. He took up his brush and began painting a massive mural. Guernica, 7.8 meters wide, 3.5 meters tall. On the monochrome canvas, agonizing people and animals were depicted. The horror of war, the brutality of indiscriminate bombing. Picasso accused not with words, but with paint. This painting shocked the world. And even now, it continues to condemn the folly of war. From summer through winter 1937, decisive battles continued. The Battle of Brunete and the Battle of Teruel from late 1937 into early 1938. Republican forces attempted counterattacks. But Franco's artillery and airstrikes were overwhelming. Republican forces were gradually cornered. The soldiers were exhausted. Food was running out. Ammunition was scarce, and internal conflicts intensified. Conflict between communists and anarchists. Resistance to Soviet influence. The Republican side was losing unity. April 1938. Franco's forces launched a decisive offensive, the Catalonia Offensive. With German and Italian support, Franco's army split Republican territory in two. Contact between North and South was severed. The Republican government was isolated. July 1938. Republican forces attempted one final counterattack. The Battle of the Ebro. They crossed the Ebro River and attacked Franco's forces. They bet everything on this battle. But Franco's counterattack was fierce. 4 months of combat. Republican forces suffered catastrophic losses. Half their soldiers were killed or wounded. The Battle of the Ebro crushed the Republic's last hope. January 26, 1939. Franco's forces entered Barcelona. The Republic's last stronghold had fallen. Government leaders fled to France. Soldiers also crossed the border. Hundreds of thousands went into exile. Most would never return to their homeland. March 28, 1939. After roughly 2.5 years of siege, Madrid fell. Franco's forces entered the capital. The Republican flag was lowered. Franco's flag was raised. The Spanish Civil War was over. But the cost was immeasurable. April 1, 1939. Franco declared victory. The war is over. Peace has returned to Spain. But it wasn't peace. It was the beginning of dictatorship. Franco purged his opponents. Republican soldiers, intellectuals, workers. Tens of thousands were executed. Hundreds of thousands were imprisoned. Franco consolidated power during the Civil War and continued ruling until his death in 1975. The Spanish Civil War. Its cost was immeasurable. Estimates of the death toll vary, but hundreds of thousands lost their lives. And hundreds of thousands were driven from their homeland. Families were torn apart. Friends became enemies. And this Civil War left lessons for the world. No, it left warnings. Indiscriminate bombing, tank warfare, aerial combat. All of it was tested in Spain. What happened in Guernica was repeated in London. Repeated in Warsaw. Repeated in Dresden. The Spanish Civil War was a rehearsal for World War II. And there's one more lesson. Democracy was defeated by dictatorship. The Republican government was democratically elected. But they lost. Why? Internal divisions. Foreign interference. Lack of military strength. And the world's indifference. Britain and France adopted a policy of non-intervention. The Anglo-French Non-Intervention Committee imposed an arms embargo. But it had little effect. Hitler and Mussolini continued supporting Franco. Meanwhile, the Republican side faced restrictions. This asymmetric intervention determined the war's outcome. Democratic nations stood by. Dictatorships took action. As a result, Spain fell under dictatorship. And years later, all of Europe was engulfed in war. The cost of standing by was far too great, and this wound still hasn't healed. Indeed, Spain enacted the Democratic Memory Law in 2022, and the exhumation and restoration of dignity for dictatorship victims continues as a national issue. So I ask you, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. If a situation like the Spanish Civil War came to your era, what would you do? How much sacrifice would you make to defend democracy? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm deeply grateful you watched until the end. The Spanish Civil War isn't just a past event. It still questions us today. What should we do to protect democracy? This channel explores decisive moments that changed human history and shares lessons that resonate today. If today's video moved you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Let's learn from history and deepen our insights for the future together. Until next time.